How do you feel about the future of the farm economy? Rod here at A Better Way to Farm, where we increase yields and improve profits. Today, I just want to make you think. I really want you to take pause and consider some things and think about what you're going to do. I'm holding in my hand here my phone that has an article that I read, and it says that will we see a hard fall or a soft landing? That's the million-dollar question for the farm economy this year. And that they surveyed 70 farm economists, and they feel like that we have some downside, that there's going to be some things changing, that revenue might fall. I hope that they didn't study a long time and spend a lot of money on a degree to figure out that corn in the low fours is going to generate less revenue than corn in the high fives. That doesn't seem like you really need a PhD to grab that, possibly just a good solid fourth grade education. But nonetheless, that's what they're saying. So let's talk about what does that mean to us. One of the heartbreaking stories that came to me yesterday was I had an individual who was working with a grower, and the grower decided he was going to use nothing but nitrogen. He'd went out this past winter, and he bought multiple different tractors. He bought several different tillage tools, and he bought a whole bunch of new iron. And guys, I just want you to think about what you're going to do, because if it comes down to the decision, and budget's always a concern, but if my choice is different iron, new to me iron, or fertility for this year, this has nothing to do with the fact that I sell fertilizer, because a lot of you don't work with this. I'm asking you to think, no matter what you're using, maybe it's time to get judicious. But guys, if we're buying equipment, we got to say, how is that equipment going to translate into yield versus how is not using any P or any K or any micros, how's that going to translate into loss of yield? And so we've got to figure out how we want to walk this line. Do we need to be judicious? Absolutely. Guys, there's never been a more important time to soil test and do exactly what it says. It's really interesting. I'm working with a new friend, Thomas, and we were going through his soil test, and he was like, well, so will we just put copper everywhere? I'm like, no, you got one field. We tested like 14 fields. You have one field that needs copper. Why would we apply it everywhere? We're not going to get a return when we use it where we don't need it. You have 4 fields that need manganese. Why are we going to put manganese on 14 fields when only 4 need it? Why are we going to use a micro pack? Why are we going to throw that money like that into fields where they don't have any deficiency? And so that's the reason for the soil test, to put on exactly what we need, no more, no less. And that is one of the keys as we start to button down and tighten up a little bit here. It's also interesting. We've had a lot of clients from the past who are reaching out with a newfound enthusiasm, saying, hey, we need to be a little more careful in what we're doing. Help us dial this in. Yeah, we've been using your stuff, but we've been a little lackadaisical in how we do it. And let's dial it in and do exactly what we need. Guys, that's the bottom line. If your soil levels are low enough and you have to put on some dry, hopefully you'll band it. That'd be better, but you may have to do that. But the fact of the matter is, guys, I really want to encourage you. If the choice is new iron versus fertility for this year, I hope you go with fertility. Why? Everything that happens in agriculture is good for somebody. I'm trying to figure out what's good for you. And I don't think new iron at the expense of fertility is a great idea. Guys, just think on this. Just respectfully roll it around in your head as you're moving forward, making decisions about what you're going to do. And as always, if you find value in what we do, please share us with a friend. Give us a like. If you found value in this, just strike value in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Reach out. Hey, we got a great podcast dropping on wheat. That's coming down Monday, so don't be afraid to go give that a listen. I interviewed a really good friend of mine, and he's got some hot tips on how to make a better wheat yield. So we really thank you for listening. We really do hope you're having a better day.